Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bucket Think Tank for Who Reviews, and today we're going to go over Episode 2 of Season 11, The Ghost Monument. So, this episode picks up right off where the previous episode left off, when last time we saw Jodie and company floating through space where they should be dead, but luckily they were split into two groups, one with Ryan and Graham, the other with the Doctor and Yaz, and luckily they were taken by two people who were heading to the exact same spot, so it was alright. It turns out the planet had actually been moved a bit from the actual coordinates that Jodie had set, which is why instead of, going to where the TARDIS was, they ended up somewhere else. And it turns out these two, Angstrom and Epzo, are in a race, and they're in a race to acquire 26 trillion insert alien race money here. And it turns out that the finish line, the Ghost Monument, is actually the TARDIS. So that's pretty much the premise of this episode, but this planet is crazy full of things. Not enough things, mind you, that will kill them. So, can the Doctor and company navigate their way through this crazy planet? Will someone win the race? Answer is yes. Because why not? So, what did and didn't work with this episode? Well, the thing is, there's not really a lot to talk about in terms of how this episode works. And that's sort of the biggest fault of this episode. It really should have more teeth to it. There's a lot of great ideas. The race aspect, I think, is good. I kind of think this should have been the whole premise for the whole season. The first season should be the race to the TARDIS, the Doctor and company are just going through, trying to get to the TARDIS, and it turns out anyone can get to it, blah, 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 whatever works, okay? We can iron out the finer details later, but just imagine the Doctor and company traveling through space. No TARDIS, just, getting on transports, trying to meet other people, trying to connect the dots as to how to get to the next spot, make it like a riddle. Instead, this whole thing is condensed into one episode, into basically 45 minutes. And 45, 50 minutes, and it doesn't quite feel enough, especially when you think of the characters we have here. Angstrom and Epzo are aliens. They're from different planets, and they have their own history. Angstrom, her planet is under control by the Stenza, and she's in this race to use the money to reunite her family and keep them safe. Epzo is this guy who's been hardened by the life he's led, courtesy of his really, really messed up mother, and he's in it for himself. The problem is, it doesn't quite feel like these two are bringing anything new. They don't really share a perspective that has a real impact on the cast. Like Ryan and Graham should probably deal with, Epzo, have a back and forth with him, especially if Ryan seems to be like putting up all these guards against Graham. And Yasmin, who mentions she has, a rather large family, I guess, she appreciates her family more just because of what Angstrom said, that you should appreciate your family. It all feels pretty flat, and in the episode itself, the great mystery is like, what was this planet? And that doesn't even play a real role either, unless the Stenza, which was the race we saw again in the previous episode with we put teeth on our faces when we kill people. It just doesn't feel like it matters. Like, oh, the Stenza were here too. Like, are we going to see them later? Did they play a role? They don't? Then what was the point? And it wants to be scary. It wants to, but it doesn't quite work. To be fair, the remnants, these sort of snake-like aliens that look like sand, they really blend in well with the sand, they can apparently feed off of fear, and there's apparently something that the Doctor is hiding from everyone, even herself. Like, even she's forgotten it. And I sort of went back to, so this is like Name of the Doctor, where the Doctor went out of his way, or I guess her way. It's sort of weird. Well, the 11th Doctor reveals that he's gone out of his way, like 10 and 9 all went out of the way to hide the fact that there was an incarnation that did the unthinkable, during the Time War. Here it's apparently like, something concerning the Timeless Child. So is the Doctor the Timeless Child? Is it Gallifrey? Is it an actual child? Isn't that a bit stupid and possibly a bit sexist? The first time we have a female Doctor, and her big story is going to be, you had a child. The Doctor knows she's had a child. Alright? The 10th Doctor knew, the 9th Doctor knew, the 11th Doctor. Granted, they mostly just keep referencing Susan, so maybe the Doctor did forget that she had a child. She remembered she had a granddaughter. That's it. Don't let it be Jenny. Don't let it be Jenny. Don't let it be River. Come on. Don't let it be those two. Don't. Concerning the new things about this episode that are really going to have an impact on the show going forward, I like the new intro. Would like the TARDIS in it. That's my only little gripe. I'd love the TARDIS in an opening sequence. I think that would be cool. As opposed to the new TARDIS exterior and interior, I like the new sign. Really great addition. Don't like the interior that much. Looks a bit too much like the 9th and 10th Doctor's TARDIS to me, and those really felt like it looked more like a set piece, and it really did feel like does the TARDIS work? Does it? Like, I always loved like the season 7 and onward TARDIS. It looked like science happens here. It looked like this is a highly advanced bit of technology. I don't know. Don't let it be a shielder either. Going back to the Timeless Child. Don't bring that back either. Don't. We don't have to go back there. We don't have to be those people. Overall, this episode felt like it was trying to be too much and didn't commit to any of it. It really did sort of feel that we were too much in love with the mystery and not really exploring it. I don't know. I still stand by the idea this should have been the entire premise for the whole thing, for the whole season. That would have been cool, I think. And I still feel like it's too early to hype this series up so far. Like 2 episodes in, oh, it's still the greatest thing ever. Like, no. At least for me, we haven't seen that moment, which solidifies the fact that this is the Doctor. And for me, with the 12th Doctor, it was Mama and the Orient Express. It was Flatline, at least for me. For the 11th Doctor was pretty much just the first episode I saw him in, because that was my Doctor. And so what I'm really looking for is a really great episode. That's what I'm looking for. A really great episode that wows me, that puts the Doctor in her element. It has her give this really great moment. I'm not getting it yet. But I don't know. But, it's still alright. Still alright. I think I'm going to be a bit concerned if this is the same feeling I keep having. Like, this is alright. This is alright. But whatever. With that in mind, we'll bring this video to a close here. If you're new to the Bucket Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you saw this episode, love to hear your thoughts on it. What you liked, what you didn't like, what you're hoping to see later. Especially with the episode Rosa, talking about Rosa Parks. Entering some really dangerous territory here, in my opinion. Check out some other videos on this channel. It really helps. And I will catch you all later. This is the Bucket Think Tank signing off. May your fandom serve you well.